You can begin.
On framework counter the negative should be able to test the affirmative's reps into each other.
Good. Start all over.
Sorry.
All right, deep breath. You're fine. All right, here we go.
On framework counter the negative should be test the sorry.
You're doing fine. Deep breath. You're fine.
Okay.
What was my order?
You sound good. All right, ready? Go.
First off, overview the affirmative is in the mindset of the space is an area that needs to be controlled. By living in this mindset, you escalate violence and cause this mindset that they are not like us. We must beat them to mind helium to their mood. You cause the conflict that you claim to solve, and the alternative is to reject the logical security of the 1AC and to rethink the ways we engage space that allows for a genuine relation of space that allows us to avoid war while engaging in space properly for the good of all. And on framework, they say, on framework, counter-trip the negative should be able to test the affirmative's rep. You chose them, and on the impact debate, they say we don't like this to the warming advantage, but it's the way that they choose to solve the warming advantage. The only reason they choose to solve it is they protect the resource to be used for the elites that they claim need to use them, and so other people can't get to use them. And on the space colonization, it's about how they say we must get off the rock to be able to save lives, and the only people to be able to get off the rock are the elitists that we securitize, and these people need to be saved. And on there, they say evolution, biology, inevitable, but we are not a critique of international relations. This is a cave relation of how we engage space, and everyone does seem to critique engagement on Earth. The one is McDonald Evans indicates that space is uniquely different and is that governed by a treaty and not subject to borders that are definite international engagements. This asks on the outside is the reason why realism is inevitable in space. We reject the idea that realism extends into space, therefore getting rid of it. And that's the one is McDonald Evans, and space now has no geography. It has been constructed through a discourse and exploration. McDonald notes 5 centuries ago, a more expansive geographical imagination was that we're tracing the intellectual building blocks of geographical knowledge in the 16th century. Writing on astrology were clearly part of geography. Early modern heritage, the movement of the stars being important can say in the outcome of the worldly affairs. While it is beyond wise to get while it be no wise that the terms of space and heaven are clearly images of work that can be done here. Remembering that heaven is no less geographically mentioned in the order of the accident space fluctuation then from the earliest origins to the present day has been familiar terrestrial and ideological struggles here on Earth and onto the and they can't win office. Their transition war arguments assume the world order realism and onto the perm debate that you can't do both. Rhetorical justification for the plan that accuse security at the same time that one that doesn't, and all the threats are real. That's not responsive. The argument isn't that threats aren't real. It's whether or not whether security should be used rhetorically to justify plans adoption. In terms of space domination, the false here, the race for the new space weapon, our unconquerable sector becomes ontology. The next shit is defined by self-rolling, drive to receive every new weapons and their supply conflict, rendering inevitable. Assuming no pressure, we remembers the official military strategy of the United States. Preemption is our operative logical power, defining political nature, one that combines ontology with an epistemology in such a way to trace itself after self-promoting tendency. Preemption is not prevention. All along the goals, both that they fundamentally differ. Deterrence. It has no margin of error, and they say perm do the reps, but there's no real basis for letting the kids their reps in class. We get a bad grade in policy making circles. Your credibility would destroy its efforts to pass. The political strategy should be the stable progressive debate and the one who sees rhetorical argument, the action that's defended, the one who sees speech acts rhetorical justification that you see policy makers using plain passage also separates the political action from the discourse. You can justify the plain excludes the one who sees to be then its advocacy severance, and the perm leaker relies on the idea that the U.S. must military space. That is that idea we critique and onto. And they say even on their Sheehan and machinery evidence across the play, their realism evidence from above, and they say they all can't solve, but sorry. The alternatives are rethinking the ways we engage space. It allows for general relations that allows us to avoid war. We're engaging in space properly for the good of all. McDonald notes 7. Critical geopolitics must urgently consider the accident and challenge to the practice and assumption of herbicide. So too, I would argue it must lift its gaze. The political view of the overhead requisite for this agenda is to overcome our sense of the absurdity and oddity of space and buildings that does not serve human geography well. So if I say in the wars and peace states menace on the ground, and indeed a terrestrial and celestial that can be individually separated in this way. These occidental geography are also imperial spaces. When Donald also talks of space for Harvard, there's plainly no particular historical imaginary word that gives this present there lurks the suggestion of the threat from all east. All of this is a reminder of the colonization of space rather than being decisive and transitive break from the past is merely such a long-standing regime that powers expressly this relational flaw in inception of space that might helpfully animate and provide geographical understanding of the of outer space. Just as astropolitics situates itself in the Macrotarian geographical tradition, so a critical geography of outer space can draw geography's early one cosmographical origin. Geography of outer space should be a broader undertaking aside from the obvious project of critical geo. Astropolitics, critical geography must not be overly pessimistic, nor must it relent to engagement within space. And we can do the plain old rethinking our answer to space with almost 7A, whereas nevertheless gives the name of a set of highly contingent forms of subjectivity that are worth anticipating reading.